Hey everyone and welcome. Today we are diving deep into personal finance, but we're going to skip all the advice you've heard 1,000 times. Instead, we're going to uncover the really powerful, game-changing essentials that most people just never talk about. So let's get right into it.
So let's just start with a really big question, right? We've all been told to just make a budget, track every single penny, cut back here, cut back there. But what if that advice isn't just kind of unhelpful? What if it's actually distracting you from the things that truly matter for your finances? You see, all the conventional wisdom, it's about playing defense. It's about playing small, cutting coupons, skipping that daily latte. But here's the thing. The wealthiest people know you absolutely cannot shrink your way to a rich life. The real game is about playing offense, and that's exactly what we're going to explore today. All right, so to build that offensive strategy, first we've got to break the old, unwritten financial rules that are secretly holding so many of us back without us even realizing it.
This right here is the core mindset shift. Common advice tells you cut your spending. The hidden essential, grow your earning potential. They tell you to stick to some rigid, soul-crushing budget. The real key, though, is to understand your own psychology. And instead of that old rule about never talking about money, you're going to learn that negotiation is basically a financial superpower.
So let's start with the biggest myth of them all. This is the idea that the main way to build wealth is just by being super frugal. I mean, think about it for a second. There is a hard limit to how much you can possibly save, right? You can only cut so many coffees from your day, but there is virtually no limit, no ceiling on how much you can earn. So shifting your focus from trying to save $5 to figuring out how to earn an extra $500, well, that's not just a small tweak, it's a completely different ballgame.
And this number? This shows the incredible power of playing offense. That is the potential difference in your lifetime earnings just from negotiating a single $5,000 raise early in your career. How? Well, because all your future raises are based on that higher number. Plus the incredible power of compound investments, that one conversation can be worth $750,000. No amount of skipped lattes is ever going to compete with that. Ever.
So how do you actually build this earning engine? Well, you focus on high-impact stuff. Master a skill that the market is willing to pay a premium for. You could develop a side hustle to create a totally new stream of income. And maybe most important of all, learn to systematically and confidently ask for raises and negotiate your salary. You have to treat every single offer as just a starting point, never the final number.
Okay, but earning more money? That's really only half the battle. Seriously. If you don't get this next part right, more income will not actually make you any wealthier. It's time to talk about your money mindset.
This is such a crucial point. You can know all the math, you can have the fanciest spreadsheets, you can know all the investment strategies in the world. But if you don't understand your own habits, your own biases, and your emotional triggers around money, you're basically fighting a losing battle. Your behavior will always win out over your knowledge. And here it is. This is probably the biggest behavioral trap of them all, lifestyle creep. Oh, it's that sneaky little tendency where a pay raise just kind of magically turns into a nicer car or a bigger apartment or more expensive dinners out, and then before you know it, you're earning 30% more than you used to, but you feel just as broke because your lifestyle has just silently eaten up every single extra dollar. So how do you fight back against this thing? Okay, first, make a plan before you even get the raise. Decide right now that you're going to automatically save or invest at least half of it. Second, for any big, non-essential purchase, just implement a 72-hour rule. Give yourself 3 days. Let that initial impulse fade so you can make a clear, rational decision. And finally, this is maybe the most profound step of all. Define what enough actually means to you. When you know what your rich life looks like, you'll stop chasing someone else's. All right, on to our final myth. This one combines the power of earning with having the right mindset. We are going to bust the taboo that says you should never, ever talk about money. Because as you're about to see, staying silent is costing you a fortune.
This quote just flips the whole script, right? Negotiation, it's not a confrontation. It's an expected part of the deal. Companies set their prices knowing that some people are going to call up and ask for a better deal. So when you don't ask, you're basically just volunteering to pay more. You're tipping them for no reason at all.
And this applies to so many of your monthly expenses. You can call your internet provider and almost always get a lower bill. You can ask your credit card company for a lower APR. That's the annual percentage rate. You can even negotiate bank fees in your car insurance premium. A simple 10-minute phone call can often save you hundreds and hundreds of dollars a year. It's a skill,
And just like any skill, it gets so much easier with a little practice.
So there we have it. We've broken the old rules. Now let's pull all of this together into a new, way more effective playbook for building real, sustainable wealth.
So here are the real takeaways. Remember to play offense. Your income is your most powerful wealth-building engine. But also play defense, against yourself. Master your own psychology so you can avoid traps like lifestyle creep. Realize that learning to communicate and negotiate is one of the highest return skills you could ever develop. And just remember, the most common advice, it's rarely the most effective.
And at the end of the day, this is the real goal. It's not about obsessing over spreadsheets. It is about building a life where your money serves your goals, giving you the freedom and the flexibility to design the life you actually want to live.
So I'll leave you with this question. The old playbook, the one about just making a budget, it's broken. It's outdated and it's ineffective. So knowing what you know now about earning, about mindset, about negotiation, what is the first new rule you're going to write for your own financial life starting today?